So, before we get started, 5. Come on. There we go. Okay. Now, damn. Okay, this is bad. Yeah, no, I need to hurry up and get my internet going. Okay. It cut off? Bro, that much internet did not get fucking used. But we're not live though anymore. Oh, we are. Okay, let's start talking. So, what has been going on as of late? Um, Let me think. So, more not than recently. Um, I don't know if y'all could tell or noticed or, stuff like that, but I haven't been doing well myself. I won't really go into detail because, not to be an asshole, but it's my personal life, and most of it I like to keep to myself. I don't really like to tell, at least the internet, my problems and all that stuff. But I do want to talk about at least the stuff that has helped me in some way, shape, or form not be like that. Like at least like not like sharing my problems wise. It's just more so of like what's like the stuff and like other shit like that that's helped me. Because recently I had just finished I didn't read it. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't read it, but what is it? I have what put on. I was listening to this book, and it's from this samurai from like the 1600s, and like he had like it even made a fictional book about him too, but he was real. So there's I think the book is called the Book of Five Rings. If you don't know the Book of Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi, uh, there's a lot of things in that book that I took at least very, very, very well in some sense. Um, like to me, there's a lot of things that has he had put down and discussed that I had thought about but never actually took into account. Like I didn't actually like do anything or go through with it. So like recently more than not, I've been going out getting fucking drunk, um, and shit like that. I like you puts you in a curse. Like that's what he said was it puts you in a cycle of you're only gonna look for small pleasures because you're so stuck on on trying to get a small pleasure going that you'll never realize making something long lasting and meaningful. Like, you should always look for a long lasting, meaningful conversation, friendship, and shit like that. He never ever said any way, shape, or form like don't make like relationships with others, don't make friends, don't do any of that. It's like, but also don't look for small satisfaction. Don't look for pleasures for its own sake. That's exactly what he said. Don't look for pleasures for its own sake. Um, Other things like don't dwell on life. A lot, especially recently, more than not, I've been, thinking about a lot of shit, going back to the past, and obviously it hurts, and your entire way of thinking and your thought process and stuff like that. It clouds your judgment. It clouds what you want to do, and you end up either when some shit goes down, you either end up overreacting or underreacting. When you let stuff like that get to you, you can't dwell on it. Don't ever let any of your emotions fully take over. Always think in a way of ration. Always talk rational. Always wait for the full facts before you go do something. If you don't have, if you always trust your gut feeling, but don't go based off of that. You have to get the full facts beforehand. Um, a lot of the times, what the fuck? Hold on. It says that I'm still live, but yeah, what the fuck? Hold on, guys. There it goes. But yeah, I've I've been I've been I've been on this journey ever since about 2 months ago. After I listened to the Book of Five Rings and started reading, um, a lot of this stuff has helped me. I will say that I've had a lot of the thoughts that this man already had, like this man had, it's already came to my mind, but I never how do I explain? But I never actually like fully took everything into account. Face death with a smile. When you're facing death, fight as if you're already dead. Um, more more things like, I don't know. I just feel like this generation of men have become weak, including myself. Um, I won't I won't say that I've been full blown weak because there has been a lot of points in my life, like especially recently, like let's just say the past 3 years. Um, in the past 3 years, like I went from being overly stupid as a teenager to calming down way too much. And there's this thing that I saw. I don't know if you guys know Jordan Peterson. Um, he was discussing that we as men should embrace our dark side, or not like in a in that sense, right? Because I don't want to sound like some fucking some fucking like spiritual fucking whatever guy, right? But like, there's always a dark side to every man, and you should embrace that dark side, because more than recently it's been shunned upon us, for us men to actually fucking like be a man. Like, not saying that, oh yeah, no, you want to get into conflict all the time and do stupid shit. No, when shit goes down, like, be prepared to fucking fight. Like, don't be scared to fucking fight. Like, protect you, protect your family, protect whoever you are meaningful to you. And silly discussions like, yeah, let things go and blah blah. Because I used to be like that. I definitely used to be like that. Like, and to this day I still let go of a lot of things. right? But it comes to this like way of like how do I explain, like certain things you cannot just let go. Like if it's just somebody who said that, damn, this guy's stupid, like you can let go of that. Somebody like and I've been playing this scenario in my head. I don't know why, don't ask me. I've been playing this scenario in my head more recently. um like if someone like touches you, or like, like if, you don't know, like, oh, like touches your shoulder and shit at like at a bar or something, right? And like you tell them not to fucking touch you, and then they end up getting aggressive. Like some people will be like, "What the fuck are we gonna fight for?" Like, no, like I told you not to touch me. You want to get mad? Let's fucking get it. Like it's just, I don't know. Like that's just. And recently, I just been thinking about like putting myself like in bad situations and seeing if I can get out of them. Like I'm not saying like, oh, go out and fucking like go get yourself like in trouble or whatever, right? And like get put in a bad situation like yourself. But what I'm saying is that don't be afraid to get into those situations. Don't be scared to get into those situations. Get out of your comfort zone, because the only way people will start improving and getting stronger mentally, and with mentally comes physical strength. If you're mentally strong, everything else falls pretty practically by itself. Your physical strength. I'm not saying that you'll get stronger if you're mentally stronger, right? That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that you're gonna physically be able to do things and move. A lot of people sit and back and take a back step and be like, "Yo, like, do I really want to get into a fight? What if this guy has a knife? What if this and that?" Like, no, we shouldn't be afraid. When if you're going to get into a fight, fight as if you were already dead. Don't be scared. Smile at fucking death. So once you're in that situation again, you'd be able to go through it again without any fears or anything. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel all this, but it's not okay to run away. It's not okay to quit. It's not okay to do everything behind those lines, because I won't lie, like shit, like there's a lot of situations that are fucking scary. But at the end of the day, at those times, I was so fucking frustrated and pissed. And this is the one thing that we had just discussed earlier, that not to let take over, and that is your emotion, regardless. Trust it, but don't go based off it fully. Don't go based off a partial feeling. Get all the facts, get all whatever it is. So when it comes down to it, you won't hesitate. You won't hesitate on what you want to do. It doesn't even have to be fighting. It actually could be anything. You won't hesitate, because that's always a bad thing when we hesitate. Men especially, when men hesitate, I'm sorry, but we become we become these weak fucking bitches that we have been in this past generation. Like I'm I'm not embracing modernism. Like I won't embrace modernism. I am who I am, and I'm a man, and I'm gonna get into whatever I need to get done. I don't care what anybody fucking tells me how they feel about me. I am me. No one's gonna stop me from my life's journey. We need to keep pushing. We need to keep pushing forward. Don't dwell on past situations. It's okay to feel regret and remorse. Actually, lies. It's not okay to feel regret. It's okay to feel remorse for what you did in the past, but do not regret your fucking actions, because it is what it is, and it's done. It's just, you can't do nothing about it. You can't fix things. It's already gone. So how do I how do I put it? And a lot of people find like pain and suffering to be bad. And when I read this book, it put it into a lot of different perspective, in a completely different perspective. Like he said, what the fuck did he say? Is embrace your pain and suffering, because that's a part of life. Don't wish for an easy life. Wish wish for a life. Wish for you yourself to be able to endure a hard life and not feel like it's too hard for you, right? Because it's not. Life is hard and it's never going to be easy, and you wishing for an easier life is only going to make you feel weaker. We especially in today's society, it's been this whole like this whole thing that man that we need to get like rid of men, and like it's toxic. We like how we used to act is toxic, and certain people still act toxic. Like man, man, everyone thinks differently. I know I know a lot of things, especially that's come up recently, that I agree with, but there's a lot of those things as well that I don't agree with. But that's cool though. I can agree and take whatever I agree with and take it, and take it and make it. I don't want to say my own, but like have it its own spin in my way of life and the way I perceive life. Um, but there's other things where like I'll listen to them even if I disagree. I'll listen to them just because it's like we need to start being able to talk and have discussions without people just fucking blowing up and getting mad at something like so simple that can be easily talked about. Like even if you disagree with my way of life or the way I see life and all this stuff, that's cool. You don't have to respect it, you don't have to like it. You just like but when it's your turn to talk, it like I would hope that you would want me to be quiet and listen to you. Like I mean, even if it's a different that you disagree with, take it in, think about it, and see if they're any way, shape, or form right or not. I mean, they could be right, they could be wrong. Always stand by your principles, always hold your honor. That's all we have. That's all we have. That's all we have. Now, someone tells you, and you end up like, if it's something that you do or whatever, and they end up telling you, and it's the correct way, and you don't want to take it in, you're the problem, not them, because you have to be willing to talk, listen, and discuss things with other people that you disagree with. So y'all can come to an understanding and see why the certain person thinks like this, why they move around like this, and why they do the things that they do. So you can understand them. It's like putting yourself in their shoes in a sense, right? Um, it's just one of those tough ass things, man. Life isn't easy, and it's never going to be easy. You just have to keep going, and obviously you can't believe everything. Um, what are the things like facing death? Oh well, yeah, and the way a lot of this stuff has helped me is recently I've been going through some pains in this past 2 months. I won't go into detail, but it's things have been happening. Um, I and even till now, it hurts me, but there's nothing I can do about it, and all I can do is just embrace the hurt that is happening right now, and I guess you could say my suffering, and move forward. Because if we didn't know suffering and pain, we wouldn't know happiness. There wouldn't be happiness if there wasn't pain. That's why we should all embrace pain and suffering, because there will be times that we will be happy, but that doesn't last long either. It'll get tore down. And that's what like what I try to like I'm trying to at least like explain to people. You don't have to. I'm not right, I'm not correct, I'm not anything. I'm just, the way I've been seeing life more right, not more than not, right? Like if you can take this and see how I'm like, maybe you can take half of it, twist it to your own, your own way, and you let that be seated, right? um because like this, especially this philosophy that Miyamoto Musashi's, the the five Five Rings, the Five Book of Rings, or some shit like that. And I think the other one, I think he had two books. I think it was like 21 Dakota, or I think that's a part of the same book. Or I think it's like a chapter in that book. Um, but after reading that, like, how did someone in the 1500s and 1600s had such a way of thinking? Like, it was that way of thinking was so fucking timeless, timeless, that is at the moment right now, more than ever, especially in our society right now, more than ever, more than ever, it could be implemented in so many different ways, with the men. Like, we have been told not to be, not that testosterone and masculinity is bad. Like, I get it. I get maybe 10% of testosterone and masculinity could be bad, but that's our nature. That is our nature. We as people, that is our nature. And we've gotten to the point where it's so weak. We've embraced our modern, like, our modern society so much, to the point where we can't have simple discussions with people without them blowing up. We can't make fun of somebody. Let's just say, matter of fact, more recently, we can't talk about, like, people in, like, what was it? There was a video I watched last night. Oh, he talked about some TikTokers, and they got taken down and flagged for bullying because they're over here fucking, like, they're in stores holding up lines, dancing, and doing videos and fucking with people. Like, we've gone to the point where, like, our phones have taken over full blown, and it's like, to the most stupid, in the most utterly most stupidest way possible. Like, we're fucking retarded. Well, especially Americans. Americans, we are so fucking stupid, to the point where, like, we've been, like, I don't. To me, it's like having a grown ass children, grown ass children going out doing stupid shit for views and likes and these little dances and all that shit. Like, it's cool if you're an actual dancer and all this stuff, but if you're fucking TikToking, going in a line, like, if people are waiting behind you and you're fucking taking a whole minute video doing your stupid little spiel and shit, like, bro, go do that on your own time. What the fuck? You're gonna do that shit in public and hold people behind you in some way because you think you're famous. Like, bro, no, fucking stop. You're stupid. And I'm at my house. Where else would I be at having this discussion? Where? Anyways, um, yeah, like, it's been to a point where, like, it's like we're chained to our phones. Like, we're chained to our phones. And I've recently, I don't have Instagram, I don't have Snapchat, I don't have any of that. And from what I've noticed, it's like, it's like, there was a lot of other things too where I've read that it was like, these dopamine fixes, like Instagram and Snapchat and all this shit, like, even porn. Matter of fact, even porn is a part of that criteria. It's like, I don't know if you know what dopamine is. If you do, you know. If you don't, let me explain. Dopamine is a chemical that's in your brain that releases when you're, to make you satisfied or happy or something like that, right? It's along those lines of, it's like a satisfactory thing, like, it's a chemical. But it's gotten to the point where everybody is, like, addicted to dopamine. Like, and that's not good. That's not good, because this is a segue to the next discussion. But it's small satisfactions. It's called, the guy said that do not look for do not look for satisfactions for its own pleasure. Don't look for small satisfactions, because you're going to be in a cycle of just looking for small satisfaction, and you'll never be like happy, because you're always going to look for that small satisfaction. It doesn't even have to be with Instagram. It doesn't have to be none of that. It could be literally indulging in drinking too much, um, trying to get too much fucking ass, trying to fucking people's attention or whatever it is. Like all this stuff. Like no, we need to start focusing on making big, long-lasting, meaningful relationships, and not even relationships, memories, and other ways like other stuff, right? Because I get lost in my train of thought, so I really put fucking because I'm like trying to like not forget what I'm supposed to talk about, because I had a whole list of shit that I wanted to talk about before I kicked on the game, and I've been discussing this shit for fucking 30 minutes now, fucking, but yeah, no, like and like I've realized now, like I used to be that way, like and I guess you could say I still am, because like you could say I'm detoxing from it, like trying to overindulge, like indulge in like just pleasures for its own sake, like never actually looking for something meaningful and shit like that. Like, would you rather look back in your life on your deathbed, looking back at small and few amounts of small and few how the fuck was it put, small and few but long lasting and meaningful like relationships or memories or anything like that, or just a fucking sea, an ocean of just small satisfactories? Because at the end of the day, that doesn't any help, that's never helped anybody. Small satisfactions, just indulging in small satisfactions at all times. Because at the end of the day, once you come back and you're working, you're at home, and you decide you're not gonna go out, guess what? Guess what? You're going to fucking feel empty on the inside. A lot of the times, you can't dwell on shit. You can't dwell on shit. Never be saddened by separation either. Separation is another thing. A lot of people sit there and cry and let it fully take over them. And like I said, the reason why I discuss this, because I used to be like that. Um, you just have to be prepared for shit like that. Like it's just it happens. What do you mean an ass? What the fuck do you mean an ass? But like hold on. I lost my train of thought again. Son of a bitch. Um, but it's like I don't know. I'm just at this point, like after listening and reading that book, like I, I can't let anything. Yeah, I did, and that's why I have stopped in the last 2 months. I, I'm not out here trying to just indulge in small satisfactory shit anymore. Like it's not going to make me happy. It's not going to make other people like it's not going to make me happy. What's going to make me happy is going to have a long lasting meaningful relationship with somebody. Not even just one person, my family, with somebody, with myself, especially myself, because if I'm not happy with myself, then other people won't be happy with me. Like maybe they think that they will be, but at the end of the day, if you can't accept who you are, how you are, and you don't reflect on your fuck ups and your actions that you did before, you will never ever in your fucking life improve. And that is an issue when you yourself do not have that mental capacity to reflect on your fucking mistakes and realize, hey, I think I was wrong here, because people have way too much fucking ego nowadays and they think that they're fucking right. And maybe you are right, but a lot of the times these people, they're not. They're not right. It's just like it's life. You're not right. You're not right. Like if you are wrong, right? Like if you are wrong, but if you are correct, it is what it is. like the separation thing. Like it's easier said than done to just fucking move on and walk away. Yeah, that's really hard because there's memories attached to it. There's time, there was effort, there was blood, sweat, and tears. Whatever the type of relationship it was, it could be friendship, with a significant other, a family member, and all that stuff. But you could never be saddened by separation because at the end of the day, it wouldn't be life if if we didn't go through that. It wouldn't be life if we didn't go through any of that. Separation is one of those things where it's, especially separation, it's really, really, really hard. That is one of the hardest ones in the Book of Five Rings because it could be anybody, and it's gonna be really hard to walk away. But you can't sit there and dwell on it. So at this, you just have to be like, just walk away. It's okay to feel sad and cry, but you cannot let that fully take over who you are because it is what it is. You must preserve your honor too, and you just have to keep going. Eventually, eventually, if you're doing what you're doing, eventually things will just fall in place and come to you. Like that's just how life is, and like we've been taught this last because I'm 25, right? So for the people who don't know my age, I'm 25. And I can say more recently, and I won't say school because I live in an area where they if you're in school you're getting taught school stuff. But I could say like I could say like the TV, like as a kid especially TV, um like the news and like cartoon shows and shit like that have literally taught us as kids, and little by little they implemented it more and more and more, and now it's heads up to the utmost worse, to the worst. But before, like it was like crumbled here and there, and as a kid you start to think like, oh, maybe whatever, because you're a kid, you're gonna you'll think about shit and like take it as it is. You won't think about it and question it and see if like, hey, is this like, I don't want to say morally right, because you may think the way my thinking now is not morally right because you have some way of different way of seeing life, which is cool. But there is like recently, like the morality, like they've been cutting down the morals of men, making them weak, and like even physically, but it is more so mentally. The mental, if you can break somebody, you can do so fucking much, so fucking much. And like I was from 13 to, I could say, 16, 17. I was a fucking dumb ass monster. And then I ended up calming down way too much. There's always should be a middle ground. You should be calm, but also when shit goes down, you need to flip that switch. It could be anything. It doesn't even have to be fighting. It could be like anything. You just have to know to flip that switch. Especially your enemies don't have no fucking remorse for them. You have to fuck it, just go keep going forward and cut them down like they were never in front of you. And like I said, it doesn't have to be fighting, right? It doesn't have to be fighting. It could be anything, any type of competition, anything. Because we've been getting stripped little by little of our competitive nature. We are as men competitive, and if you're not competitive, like you, we're fucking, we're dudes. We have to be. We have to be. We who like, bro. Think about how it was back then. Think about how it was back then. If people were not fucking strong and like manly enough back then, we as a fucking we wouldn't be here right now where we're at. We was dead ass wouldn't. We had to fucking go hunt for our shit now, and I could guarantee you nowadays people would be too scared to put themselves in a situation like that. People are scared of fucking snakes. People are scared of this. People are scared of that. And it's cool to be scared, but do like if y'all are in a, like if you can't run, like you have to fucking you have to face this shit. You have to. It's life. And if you can't face it and get out of your comfort zone, you will never And I mean ever improve. You'll never improve. It's just how it is. Like you have to know when to walk away when things are bad and shit's just not, and you have to walk away and let go. But if it's if it's stuff like that, you have to be able to face that shit face to face without being scared, and then keep going forward. As he said, you must face death with a smile. And when you're in a situation of life and death, fight fight as if you're already dead. Because if you're fighting and your thoughts are how to get out of this and how are you going to live this, you're pretty much already a dead man. Like, and I could definitely see that. Like, I could definitely see that because you're not in the moment. You're not in the moment at that point. You're not in the moment. You're thinking about ways to get out and survive instead of having full blown concentration on what you're doing and thinking about, you know, like live during the moment. And if you die, it is what it is. You die, but you died with your fucking honor, though. You know, and it doesn't have to be life or death all the time. I'm just giving an extreme example. Some people aren't scared, just tired of the same results of disappointment. Yeah, but that's a part of life, though. People disappoint you, and you disappoint other people. It goes both ways, though. It's not just a one-way street. And that's why you have to be able to see things as it is and be able to fix those things. You have to reflect and be able to fix those things so you will not allow yourself to do that again. You will, like, especially me, after what had happened, I told myself I wasn't going to do that shit again. And I reflected and I found a game plan on how I wasn't going to do shit like that. I wasn't going to do that again. And I've been sticking to it. I've been sticking to it. And I've been on this, not, I don't want to say like superiority, but like at least within myself, like I feel a lot like superior than before. Like I feel better. I feel like I can do things the way I've wanted to do them. Like this is it's one-sided. Getting better is very tiring. Yeah, but you cannot see you're already in this loop of it's tiring. I can't do it. I shouldn't do it. Blah blah blah. That's already a negative mindset. You shouldn't be thinking that way. It is what it is. That's life. It's a part of life. Pain and suffering is a part of life, but without pain and suffering, we wouldn't have improvement. We wouldn't have what we have today. We wouldn't. Okay, there it goes. But you must take it as is. You must take it as is because and I've gotten better and I always will get better. I won't ever fucking tell myself that I can't get better because I can. I always can. You can as well. But if you tell yourself, "Oh well, this person's doing like especially like a matter of fact, especially when it comes to other people's like other relationships, especially nowadays, like people are so fast and willing to walk away from something that it has been like very significant in their a big significant part of their life. People are just willing to walk away from stuff like that. Like, and I get it. People could have turned your back. People had could have fucked you over. People could have done this, but how how you go about things, especially if someone that you care about, how can you just willingly just walk away and not attempt to fix things. Like as a couple, when you can just discuss things and figure where both of y'all can come to a compromise and get better. It's just I don't know. And I've learned too that life isn't gonna be filled with some way, shape, or form. Like it's gonna be filled some way, shape, or form with some kind of fucking pain. And we have to fucking see that life isn't going to be all roses and flowers, and it's not gonna be easy all the time. We have to embrace those pains. Because if we don't embrace those pains, then you always feel like you're just some fucking person stuck in this fucking bubble, and you'll never ever ever get out of this fucking comfort zone that you're in. That's I will say this. I will say this. I will say this because I get that. I get that. I get that. I get that. And you know, and this is and this goes back. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But I also went through all those disappointments, hurts, and lies. No, you're not wrong. I'm not saying that. No, you're not wrong. I'm not saying that. You're not wrong. But I also went through disappointments. I also went through hurt, and I also went through lies. And it was tiring and painful. But guess what? I stayed to fix things. I reflected on those things and got better. I never fucking left. I never left because I'm a person that goes full steam forward. You're not wrong. I've been, full looking full steam forward of what I want to do in my life's journey, and I've had a full blown proper way of thinking, I guess. Like uh that's that's no, that's a fucking shitty way of thinking. Some people aren't meant to be. That's a fucking lie. That's someone who has a mindset of giving up on somebody else. That's literally how that is. That's a mindset that you're willing to give up on somebody. I never gave up on the other person. Not once. Not once. After so many fucked up shit that had happened to me, not once did I give up on them. Not once. Cops were called on me. Didn't give up. I got a gun pulled out on me. Didn't give up. I got jumped. Didn't give up. I was still here. And even till more recently, shit happened. I still didn't give up because I believed in the other person. Every single fucking day, I was told that there was going to be change, and nothing happened. And yes, I did fuck up, and I had my fuck ups, but hey, we both did, and that's a part of life. We must see that and get better together. Not just fucking walk away when someone does something the other person does not like. That's not how things go. That's not how life is. You can't just walk away because life is always full of pain and suffering. And if you walk away, it's just going to come and find you. It's never going to get better. It's just going to fucking come and find you. You may walk away from it, but it'll find you. I I I I I I see where I fucked up at. And now that I see where I fucked up at, I should have been more aggressive. But it should have been how he said. how Jordan Peterson said, it should be a controlled aggression. You should wanna feel like a fucking monster when the aggression is needed, right? You shouldn't be just this dumbass that goes out and fucking looks for problems or whatever. But yeah, yeah, I know where I fucked up at, and I see that, and now since I've reflected on it, seen it, discussed it with myself these past months, looking at other ways, yeah, I was wrong in that, and this is the time now that I've decided to turn up my switch. Because more than not, recently, a lot of people have been fucking trying me, and I've been getting into some conflict here and there. And honestly, I'm gonna. Okay. And that's the scary. That's what's scary because people can say many things, but it's actions that are way louder, and it's scary because actions never fall through. Yeah, yeah, that's true, and I've reflected on that, and now's the time for me, at least for me. I just don't see any of the outside world anymore. Like especially right now, like it's just me. Like um, yeah, no, I'm one of those where if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm tired of feeling like I'm not I'm not that. I am, and I've I, I've decided now that I'm just gonna do what I am going to do in my life. Things have come to me, things have fallen into place when it happens. But I'm going to go through with anything that I fucking say. I'm gonna get my fucking what is it? I'm gonna go through this fucking life journey with with fucking with the intent of fucking upholding my honor. If I say I'm doing something, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm sick and tired of feeling like like yeah, I've had a lot of those situations where I said I was gonna do something, I never fucking did, and you know what? That's me disrespecting my own fucking honor as a fucking man. And now it's about one of those times where it's like fuck it, let's get this shit done. Uh, it may seem like it's just like it's just I've never like I've always said stuff and I've gone through with it, but when it came to like I guess you could say like big things, like I would go through with it like 75% of the time, and then like I would just fall short. Um, yeah, I can't do that anymore though. I'm just I've been I've been thinking a lot recently, a lot. And I know how I'm gonna do things. I've reflected. I have a game plan, and I'm gonna go through with this shit. No fucking matter what, because I am me, and I'm going to fucking do as I say I'm going to fucking do. I'm I'm just not I'm just not gonna fucking sit here and be that type of person anymore. I'm me. It's also scary when you are threatened, scared to even drive because you might not be safe. Yeah, well, have you ever thought that you might have made that person not feel safe either? You might have made him feel not safe. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, no. Yeah, I do. I definitely agree with that though. But the one thing is that don't you think that you might have made that person not feel safe? Huh? Maybe you made him not feel safe because that goes both ways. And I'm not saying in a sense where you could protect them or anything, but I mean like safe. They feel safe at home. They feel safe at home being around you, being able to talk to you about certain stuff. Like now, more especially now, like I just shut up and listen. But when it's my turn to talk, I hope you would shut the fuck up and listen too. Because I just like how you just let go of everything that you were just saying and talking about and you let me listen to that, you should also shut up and listen to what the other person is trying to tell you because they're trying to fucking tell you what is going on that's making them not feel safe. And yeah, I had a lot of points in my life in those situations too where I never ever, and I can say I probably never made that person feel safe because at those times I would not shut my mouth. I would not listen. I would not see things. But now, now I do. Now I do. And I guess it takes something like that to happen for you to realize it. But hey, it's just it is what it is. It is what it is. I whether this person decides they want to be around me or not in the way it's in my head. I don't want no other nothing else. What's in my head, the way I want things to be. Whether they decide to come back or not, whether they decide whatever they're going to do, that's not going to stop me from changing and becoming who I want to be. Right now, no more indulging, no more bullshit, no more fuckery. It's just it's just life. It is la vida. Yeah, no, I know. I know. No, I know. Friendship wise or dating wise or anything like that. But right now right now at the point I'm strictly focusing on myself as in getting better mentally, as in getting better with consistency and busting ass and like my consistency especially when comes to streaming like it's not that it's not that bad work wise it's not that bad but when it comes to like music and all this other stuff like my consistency stuff hasn't been the greatest. But now I've written down what I wanted to do this year, what my goal is by the end of the year. And at least I want to be able to have like my gaming and stuff like that, but including stuff like this too, being able to talk about shit and like trying to help other people, including myself, being able to discuss things has always helped me. Like I said, I won't go into detail because that's nobody's business. But like I don't know. I've been getting better and I want to get better for myself. I don't see anything else and I'm focusing on my goals right now. I just genuinely don't. I don't care. I don't care for things right now. All I want is to improve myself, push for my goals, and keep going. And if it is decided that someone wants to be by my side and fucking help me along the way, then it'll come to me. That'll come, and it'll just I'll just have to wait and see. I'm done indulging. I'm done looking for small pleasures. I'm done seeking out any of that. I'm done. I'm done dwelling on my past. I'm done feeling like shit. I'm done. I'm done fucking feeling disappointed in myself. I'm done. I'm done. Because I it just that's it. There's nothing to it. You we can't we can't just sit here and be like, well, yeah, this is why I am like this. No, no. Be separate yourself from your environment. You're not your environment. You're not. That's not your. That's not you. Don't let it define you. And I don't know. I just know that I know what I want out of my life, and I know that if anybody ever decides they want to be a part of that, they can be. I won't tell them no, but it has to be, for me, it has to be meaningful and not something that is just going to come into my life and just fucking leave whenever things get fucking bad or hard, because that, I don't know, that's just one thing that I don't know. It just puts me into a lot of perspective ever since then. Um yeah, no. I know for a fact that I'm not going to give up on myself, and if somebody is in my life, um then yeah, I won't give up on them. I would hope to take it, but I'll try to give my best advice in any way, shape, or form. Just because that's just that's just life. But I'd always be there for support no matter what. Now, if I feel like something that we're disagreeing on and we're having trouble agreeing on something, that's one of those. Come here, sit down. Now shut your mouth and listen. Now tell me how we would fix this after you shut your mouth and listen. Easily, easily can get easily, easily, easily. It's just simple as that. Always bring a problem to your fucking significant other so it can get talked about and discussed. It's just so much easier to do it that way than just fucking not talking about things and then just low key being mad at each other. Like anything. It's okay. It's okay that if I tell you something and you disagree, that's okay that you disagree. That's perfectly fine. But I will tell you this, and that. You would tell me this, and that. Okay, we're disagreeing. All right, let's meet in the middle and fucking compromise. That is it. That is it. If it's somebody you care about a lot, if it's someone else, they can fuck off. They can fuck off. It ain't got nothing to do with any of that bullshit, right? Like fuck you, fuck out of my face, fuck out of my life. You're fucking nobody to me, so fuck you, right? But if it's someone you care about, always fucking bring that discussion up. Talk about it, and they'll let you. And then y'all can fucking meet in the middle. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I know that I'm just not looking for anything. I'm looking for myself. I'm looking for myself. And you know, I feel like I've finally found it. Or oh, oh, oh. I haven't fucking taken my medicine in like a month. Oh. Oh, okay, that's nasty bubble guts. Oh fuck. Anyways, but yeah, no. But whether or not now or never, but if someone decides to come into my life, then they're gonna get 100% from me. They're going to get 100% from me. They're going to see 100% from me. But I want the same same energy back. Everything in return. Because it doesn't go one way from one person and then the other person can just steer off on that. No, it doesn't work like that. We both have to come to that conclusion. We both have to come to that compromise. We both have to come to that discussion. Hold on. Did it fucking. It said it. I'm just not looking for right now. I just want to focus on my on my self improvement mentally and my improvement on the outside of the things that I'm looking for in my life, which would be music, streaming, and other stuff like that. So, yeah. Um I actually was thinking about streaming a game, but I did not think that I was going to sit here and discuss for a whole hour about this. Uh but yeah, matter of fact we will. Let me go here. We'll get the game going. But yeah, that's just what it is. I mean, people don't have to take what I just said to a heart. If you want to, you don't have to. I'm not sitting here saying the fuck. I'm not sitting here saying that the way I'm thinking, my thinking is correct or it's wrong. I'm just, planting a seed. Okay. Now, where the Okay, here it is. But yeah, dun, 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 dun. But let's get her done. Um, but yeah, what the fuck? Thing. Oh my god, I forgot I was here. Oh, fuck me. This is stupid ass fucking. That catacombs is a little too hard. Yeah, but I guess I could say, like, I have changed. I'm in harmony with myself. I'm at peace with myself. There's nothing I could do about whatever has happened. I can only control what's in my control. I yeah. It's very saddening even thinking about it, but there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do but just do what I can with myself and what I can control around me. Um, but yeah. Let me teleport. Let me get out of here. Ooh. Yeah, I think I may cut the stream off because I'm looking at the stream right now and it's acting so stupid. Yeah. Yeah, but we'll be here tomorrow since I am off also tomorrow. Hopefully